See this crazy shit? Like the Eximus was the only one that could get through the door. Look, and it's red crit hell. Like, you see this shit? It's insane, man. It's insane. Like, I can go AFK with her. I finally finished her build. I had to put a lot of Forma on her because there was a lot of things I wanted to fit into the build, but I couldn't, and I still didn't get it perfect to how I want it. But I don't want to end up putting any more Forma, especially since the thing that I'm really lacking with is the Umbral Intensify. So I ended up going with a regular Intensify, just as a filler for now. Once I get an Umbral Forma thing, I think I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and, you know, upgrade her again. But I'm already 4 Forma deep. This is the most Forma I've put on a Warframe in a while. Usually on average I would put 1 to 2 Forma, especially on a prime frame. So it's a lot. It's a lot. It's asking for a lot. But the main thing is just like a lot of things are very, very heavy. Like transient fortitude is like 16 points. Prime flow is another 16 or 18 or something. Then this one is another 16 to 18. Like, so it's very, very taxing mods that I'm putting on this build. And also quick thinking I put in there. But I'm going to explain my build and the reason why I did what I did, because the main thing I found with Gyre is that her DPS is out of this freaking world. Like, basically, you could have a minimum of 200% strength and be ripping through mobs, like, no problem, just walking through. Like, basically, what Gyre is the new Ember, you know? She's Ember before she got nerfed, before she got reworked, you know? Like, that's basically what Gyre is. So the main thing you're going to be doing is walking around with the 4 on and walking around with your 3 on. And every time you get kills, these two things are going to refresh their duration. So you should be capped at like 60 seconds nearly on both of these things all the time. And the cool thing about this build, basically, with this cathode current, I know I pronounced it wrong, but with that, it basically makes it so that every time they hit you or whatever, I think it's when they hit you, it does like an extra damage. Eliminating an enemy with the cathode grace active will release an additional discharge from the razor well with 200% damage and extend its duration. Okay, so that's what it's doing. All right, so that's why it's super important to have that mod for sure. Like, going without that mod is not a good idea. But it's pretty badass because you'll get pretty much unlimited cooldown as long as you're getting kills, and you're going to be getting kills since you're walking through the entire map. So it's beautiful. The 1 is also really nice too, because what I like to do is I like to use it as an extra nuke. So whenever I'm running through the map and something doesn't die, I just throw the 1 down and then I just keep it moving. Basically, this is what I thought GOS was going to be, because GOS is really, really made for just like running through maps and like going as fast as possible. But I feel like Gyre does that job better because she not only is the cooldowns being refreshed with these, but she's doing a crap ton of damage just by literally walking through mobs. And then on top of that, you throw this sphere and then you just keep running through the map. So like, so when you're doing a defense mission or you're doing an exterminate mission, it's basically the same outcome. And that's why this Gyre is amazing. She's easy S tier, no problem. Which I did put her on the S tier list when I did my tier list video. The 2 is the only one that I feel like could be replaced. Like, if you wanted to get rid of it, it's perfectly fine. The 2 is basically, it's kind of like, what's it called? Like Zephyr's ability type thing. You throw it and then you press it again to make it suck mobs to it. It works, but I don't really use it that much. Most of the time, like I said, I'm running through the map, or, you know, I'm too busy just nuking the entire area with my 1 and just kind of standing in mobs to really worry about using the 2. Like, I don't really feel like the 2 is very, very useful. So you could replace it if you want to. I left it for now because it's whatever. I use it every once in a blue moon just to like pretend like I'm doing something with it. It does good damage as well when you do it, but it's whatever. It really is whatever. So it's entirely up to you. Of course, with this build, I went as much strength as possible. So blind rage, transient fortitude, intensify, and also went with power drift as well as molt augmented for some extra strength on top of that. So I'm going to easily 359% strength at that point, which is it's a lot, and it actually she does a great job with all that damage anyway. Like I said, you're just walking through mobs and you're just gaining more kills, and it's just like it gets stupid. So at the end of the day, like if you're a new player and you want to do a build for her, you don't need to have 300% strength. You can have a bare minimum of 200% and still be viable. Not going to be the same, of course, but it's still going to be very good. It's going to work for you, so it's fine. And as a new player, it's also very easy to play her since her 3 is giving you energy over time while it's running. So that's really good. On top of if you're running Zenuric like I do, then you're going to be getting double that energy, and you don't have to worry about putting like Nourish or any of that in the build if you don't want to. Like I said, the 2 is replaceable, so if you want to, you could, but it's not necessary with her. She'll always have capped out energy, and that's the reason why I went with Prime Flow. The reason why I went with Quick Thinking in there is because when I was fighting Infested, I found myself in situations where I would get one tap by the toxic poison ones, you know, the ones that are glowing green, the Eximuses. They could literally just walk up to you and one-shot your ass. But with Quick Thinking, they can't do that unless they do a stupid amount of damage, or you had your pants down because you didn't have enough energy to begin with. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't have energy, then yeah, you're gonna die. But Quick Thinking saved my ass. I was trying Adaption didn't work because it's not gonna save you from getting one tapped. You have to take damage first in order for it to work, you know. A Rolling Guard, I'm not a fan of Rolling Guard, so I don't really care for that. If you're gonna get one tap by something, Rolling Guard is not gonna save your ass. You have to be ready for the thing to one tap you before, you know, Rolling Guard actually works, because you have to be prepared for it. That's why I don't like Rolling Guard. And basically, Quick Thinking was definitely the one that saved my ass from those moments where it's like, you know, I'm chilling, I'm just watching things die, and then they sneak up behind you and they slap you one time, and then boom, you have 2 HP. And it's like, oh shit. So at least you have a moment to like react and go, oh, okay, wait, hold on. Let me heal myself by jumping out of my operator or something, you know, like doing something like that to kind of heal myself back up and then get back to business. So yeah, that works great. Auger Reach and Stretch is my only range stuff, and that's honestly all that's necessary. You don't need to go overextended with this build, and honestly I wouldn't recommend it, mainly because you'll be diminishing all that strength that you built up, you know. So you don't want to lose like 60% of that, because then otherwise Molt Augment has to work extra hard to like basically, you know, give you back the 60 that you lost. So it's entirely up to you, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Brief Respite is really good. That one is awesome. Because basically what it is it's basically like the Auger mods, where if you're running the Auger mods, then, you know, you press your ability and it'll refresh some of your shield. And Brief Respite does that outright. So that's what's really good. And apparently it works with your whole squad. So that's really, really good. So yeah, it's a badass mod. So it's really good for this. But yeah, that's the build. But I didn't do anything as far as Archon mods yet. I heard that the purple mods are really good right now. But I don't have enough of the Archon shards. I just came back like a few months ago, so I'm still pretty new, and I don't have many Archons. I just started getting into that, so yeah, I'm getting my collection together. Once I get my collection together, yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll experiment with that. And I guess you'll see another video at that point. But yeah, let's go take her out in the field so you guys can see what she's like, because she is a badass, like for reals. All right, let's do this. Usually what I do when I start, I always start with the 4 first, since I can start doing damage with it. And then I'll go ahead and I'll press the 3 once there's actual enemies in the area. Once I know that I can get some kills, that's the fastest way to get all your cooldowns up. You can't see it because my head is in the way, but I have 71 seconds on my 4 and then 59 seconds on my 3. So that's really, really, really good. And all you gotta do is just shoot at stuff, or you can walk through the mobs like this. So you see how fast it's killing? Like, look at this. I'm not doing anything. Look. I'm not shooting at all. I'm just walking through mobs and they just die. You know, like that's crazy. Okay, and yes, this is on Steel Path. I gotta let you know, like it's insane. And it's like this with every mission. You can fight any mob type. It doesn't matter. This is what she does. It's insane. If I want to do some extra camping or whatever, I just want to chill, I would throw my one like this and just let that do some damage. The cool thing about the one is that if it blows up, if you throw it at enemies, it will do more burst damage on the first initial hit. So that's why with my duration being low, it's not really a big deal, which I did. I am using what is it called, multi efficiency, to get a little bit extra duration to kind of like help the build out with longer, you know, durations. Since my shields are always going to be up all the time, it really doesn't matter. But yeah, you can kind of do whatever you want with that augment though. If you don't want to use, I mean, not the augment, the arcane. If you don't want to use that arcane, then you could use something else if you like. But yeah, I like it. I like it to have some extra little duration. But you don't really need duration too much though. You see, look, this is an Eximus. I'm not shooting at it, okay? I'm not shooting at it. Look at all the red crits coming right now. You see this? It gets fucking wild, man. Look, I'm not shooting my gun. All I'm doing is pressing my abilities. That's it. I press my 1. Look, I can throw my 2 if I want. I don't really like how the 2 works too much. I'm not a super fan of it. But it does work. You know, it's just the thing that really sucks about the 2 is that you can't aim it up or down or left or right or whatever. It just goes straight wherever you're facing, basically. So it's kind of whack the way it works. But it's alright. It's whatever. Like I said, I don't really use it too much. So I would probably subsume it for something else in the future. I don't have any plans to do it yet, but whenever I do, I will. But yeah, that's Gyre, man. Like, literally just chill all day. You don't have to do shit. Like, AFK queen. Like, pretty much. Like, I don't... Look, let's walk away and see what happens. Look.
Additional life support has arrived.
See this crazy shit? Like the Eximus was the only one that could get through the door. Look, and it's red crit hell. Like, you see this shit? It's insane, man. It's insane. Like, I can go AFK with her. That's how ridiculous she is. So yes. Oh, here comes the thing that can one-shot me. You see, like, boom, quick thinking just saved my ass. You see, and then I go ahead and I can go back to full again. Boom, almost killed me again. See, that's why quick thinking is important, because of situations like that. So yeah, that's why I recommend quick thinking. But yeah, I love her build, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And that's it. GG.